Hello everyone and welcome back for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets and drama. This is part 2 of the video on hot gossip from the set of Drag Race. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, make sure you check it out and the link will be in the description of this video. In today's video we're going to be talking about why Baga Chipz' TV commercial was pulled from the air, backstage tea about RuPaul's outburst on Drag Race UK, and why Trixie Mattel will never return for All Stars. All that and more coming up in today's video. So let's get started. Baga Chipz' ad campaign pulled. Baga Chipz, who appeared on season 1 of Drag Race UK as well as UK vs the World, ran into some controversy this week after an ad campaign she was in received complaints of being inappropriate. Baga was announced as the creative director for McCain's, which is a British company that is famous for their frozen chips, which are like thick-cut French fries. It's assumed Baga was chosen to be part of the campaign because her name is literally Baga Chipz and the product McCain sells is chips. The ad campaign featured several TV commercials that showed Baga cooking chips. However, some of the commercials received complaints from viewers who thought that the commercials were inappropriate for children. According to an article by Adweek, in one of the commercials, Baga is making a self-portrait out of food. In the commercial, Baga says, quote, "Now I'm going to show you my lacy bits or do my famous rendition of Mariah, but what I will do is bring a bit of happiness to your midweek meal." She then tops the self-portrait with one of the brand's famous potato smiley faces and then says, quote, "It's got to have great big knockers if you're making a Baga, could park a bus in between them. Arms and legs, give yourself a lovely baked bean bonnet. Look familiar? Anything goes with McCain." For anyone that doesn't know, the word knockers is a slang term for breasts. In another commercial, Baga is making a chip sandwich and while she is spreading the butter on the bread, she says, quote, "Oh, I love a good spreading." The commercial apparently received over 170 complaints and McCain's has since pulled some of the commercials. The issue was talked about a lot on social media, with some users saying that McCain's overreacted. And other users pointed out the hypocrisy that there are lots of other adverts that use suggestive language, such as perfume commercials, but they don't get pulled from the air. Alexis and Coco's beef with DragCon UK. Please make sure you hit subscribe and ring the bell to be notified for my future videos. DragCon UK was officially announced in March of this year and will be taking place in January 2023 in London. The lineup of queens includes many Drag Race UK queens as you would expect, as well as queens from many other international franchises including the US, Canada, Holland, Italia, España and France among others. However, two people who will apparently not be going to DragCon UK are Season 3 and All Stars 1 and 5 contestant Alexis Mateo and also Season 5 and All Stars 2 contestant Coco Montrese. Alexis tweeted on the 2nd of July saying, quote, I was really looking forward to #DragCon UK, but I didn't get invited, #FMyDrag. And Coco replied to this saying, quote, "Me either, what a bummer, no invite, always a bridesmaid, never a bride." And many people were surprised by this, including Drag Race UK Season 3 contestant Theresa May, who replied to Alexis's tweet saying, quote, "You didn't, ? Let me speak to Queen Elizabeth, this is outraging." I did a bit of research on DragCon and it appears that usually the queens have to book and pay for their booth space at DragCon. However, for the case of DragCon UK, some people seem to think that it was invite only, which is why Alexis and Coco were annoyed about not being invited. Some people did suggest that perhaps there was not enough space at the event because the UK and European queens were given priority. However, some people pointed out that other US queens are on the lineup for DragCon UK, such as Jiggly Caliente and Silky Nutmeg Ganache. So it's not clear whether queens from recent or future series, such as All Stars 7 and international franchises like Drag Race Philippines, were given priority over others. RuPaul's outburst on the set of Drag Race UK. Over the years, several queens have spoken out about RuPaul's behaviour on set, including accusations of being rude. Well, Drag Race UK Season 2 contestant, Sister Sister, seemed to make some comments recently on Instagram about RuPaul's behaviour on set during Drag Race UK Season 2. Sister Sister posted on her Instagram stories saying, quote, "Ask me anything," and invited people to submit questions. One user asked what her favourite behind the scenes moment was, and Sister Sister replied saying, quote, "Ru was legit peed before Banana Drama went out, heard her screaming at production for anything, then we skipped out with our bananas like..." From what Sister Sister said, she was referring to the infamous moment on Season 2, Episode 5, which was the Ruru Vision Song Contest Challenge. For those of you that don't know, during the episode, the contestants split into two groups and had to write lyrics to and perform their own song for the Ruru Vision Song Contest, which is a parody of the Eurovision Song Contest. The team called Banana Drama, which Sister Sister was part of, was in the bottom that week, and there was an explosive moment where RuPaul shouted at the queens on stage. After being criticised for her performance outfit, one of the queens called Joe Black admitted that her performance dress was from the high street clothing store H&M. RuPaul seemed annoyed by this and then said, quote, "That outfit off the rack was a huge disappointment to me. If it is from H&M, you better glitter the F out of it and make it something special. We're looking for Great Britain's next superstar. Don't waste my time. I don't want to see any effing H&M." The moment went viral online at the time, mostly because it seemed slightly out of character for RuPaul, and Ru even later apologised in the episode, making a joke about being in quarantine which might explain her outburst. This rant by RuPaul also started many debates online about how Drag Race may be exclusionary for queens who can't afford custom-made garments. For example, fellow Season 2 contestant Ginny Lemon, who had been eliminated the episode before, tweeted after the incident saying, quote, "Screaming and swearing at desperate out-of-work queens for being too regional and unable to afford costumes after 7 months of jobless despair, ... Nah babes, I'm better off at home, thank you very much." And going back to what Sister Sister said on Instagram, it appears as though Ru was perhaps in a bad mood that day and was already angry before the queens even did their performances. So this is potentially an interesting insight into what happened backstage and why RuPaul's outburst happened that day. You check out my Patreon, where I offer exclusive member benefits such as shoutouts in my videos, chat community and sending one-to-one messages with me, and also exclusive content. Check out patreon.com/dragtserved or use the link in the bio to sign up. I hope to see you all there and welcome you to the Drag Tea Served family. Trixie Mattel will never return for All Stars. All Stars 7 is currently airing, and this is the first season that is made up of all winners. When the cast for All Stars 7 was originally announced, several previous Drag Race winners talked on social media about whether they had been asked to take part in the season. This included Bianca Del Rio, who joked on Twitter saying that she was, quote, "too busy to take part." And according to an article by The List, Bianca said, quote, "It just didn't make any sense to me. I didn't feel there was anything I had to prove or go back." She also implied that the format of the show should be changed to keep things fresh. This was in stark contrast to Bob the Drag Queen, who said on her podcast Sibling Rivalry that she was, quote, "free as a bird but just didn't get asked to be on All Stars 7. However, Bob is hosting the pit stop for All Stars 7, so that might be why she wasn't asked to take part. Another previous winner who was recently asked about this was All Stars 3 winner Trixie Mattel. In an interview with Insider, Trixie was asked if she would ever return for All Stars, and Trixie said, quote, "No, never." Trixie continued and said, quote, "They did ask me to come back for All Stars. They said, hey, we're doing all winners. We know you don't want to do it, but we wanted you to know we always think of you if you wanted to do the opportunity. And I said, no thank you." Trixie is currently a judge on the drag singing competition show Queens of the World, alongside Drag Race judge Michelle Visage and singer Leona Lewis. Trixie is also hosting her own show called Trixie Motel, which is a show about Trixie renovating a hotel with the help of celebrities. Trixie implied as though she is more comfortable as a judge rather than a contestant, but said she would be open to judging on future seasons of All Stars or doing some kind of collaboration by blending the Drag Race franchise with Trixie Motel. So there you go, there was another large cup of Drag Race hot tea and gossip. Did you know about this drama before, and did any of it surprise you? Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already checked out part 1 of this video, I'll put a link in the description. As usual, please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you liked this video. And if you could please like, comment or share this video, it would really help to boost the algorithm and promote my video to more people. It's a quick and easy way to show support for my channel and I'd really appreciate it. Please make sure you also follow me on Instagram where I post exclusive Did You Know fun facts, and I also post interactive quizzes and polls in my Instagram stories where you can also interact with other Drag Race queens and look at their replies. So make sure you follow me at DragTServed on Instagram for some extra content that you won't see on YouTube. Thanks for watching and I hope you'll join me again in future videos. Thank you, bye!